Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And in this episode of Let's Fix Something Broken. And well, let's go fix something broken. So let's check it out. What we're gonna do today. Okay, so we will be working on this 93 GMC C1500 pickup, also known as the Chevy Silverado 1500 OBS, whatever you want to call it. This is what we're gonna work on. And we're actually gonna replace the radiator today because it is very much leaking from somewhere. One of the end tanks is leaking, so beware, because they are different types. Some have like these two lines here, these hard lines for oil. One here, over there. And some of them have them on both ends. Like this one has it as well. One on the bottom, one on the top. Some of them only have them on one end. I don't think there's trucks that don't have any lines, not that I remember. So that is something to look out for. If you are planning on replacing your radiator, make sure you buy the right radiator for your truck. Let's get started here. First order of business. Oh, this thing is... Anyway, make sure to take off the radiator cap because we will be draining the radiator first and foremost. The petcock should be on the driver's side here, right in the bottom, right beneath this line here. We should be able to see it somewhere, or if not, well, there it is. So make sure to drain it. As you guys can see here, it is draining. So we're just gonna give it a couple of minutes so it can completely drain out, or as much as possible, really. And we'll just continue from there. It's still draining, but I'm kind of not wanting to wait too much. So let's go ahead and take this cover off. This is for the fan here. I guess it's fan shroud. There are 1, 2, 3 bolts on top, and there are one. I believe there's another one that's not on there. So there should be 2 bolts here on this side, 2 bolts here on this side, which there should be one. Either, yeah, there you go. So let's go ahead and take those off. Now that we took off what should be 6 bolts, 6 or 7, 3, 2, 2. That's 7. My bad. In this case, I only have 6. Anyway. So once you take those off, this should be completely loose now. We can just take this off here. Just wiggle that out. Just take it out. I do have to remove this thing from here. So just go ahead and remove that. Now that we disconnected the top radiator hose, just kind of drain it out and move it to the side. Like so. Just get it out of the way. Now since this is already loose, so it's not loose yet, loosen it up. And we just lift it up like so. Now you are gonna notice underneath this fan shroud here, there are some rubber inserts, I guess you want to call them. And these sit right on top of the radiator on these edges here. So make sure not to lose them, because those are pretty important. Next step now is to loosen up these hard lines. In this case, it's on this side. It's on the other side, so make sure to loosen them up. WD-40 definitely helps here because they are pretty rusty and kind of crummy. One thing that I did forget to mention, but it's pretty self-explanatory, make sure to take off this line, this coolant line, and the bottom radiator hose, which is right there somewhere. There you go. This one here. Alright, so I disconnected all the lines so you guys can see here. This end here. And that end over there. So pretty much now it's loose. Now we can just pull it out. And so this is how it should look like without the radiator. Make sure that these rubber mounts, like this one was already loose, or it is loose, but because the frame is pretty much underneath this part here, this whole thing runs down here, so I can't really pinch it from the bottom. So I'm pretty much gonna hope and pray that it sits there. Now that it's empty here, make sure that like the fins for the AC condenser here isn't like blocked or pinched. Like just pretty much give it a little clean from debris and all that stuff. But now that we have it here, we drop in the new radiator and let's hope it fits. All right, so a little update here. Had to go to a parts store and let me explain to you why. So this is the radiator that I originally got here. As you can see, I had to buy a different radiator now because if you look this part number up, it clearly says that it does fit a 93 GMC pickup 1500. which is this here. As you can clearly see, there's a pretty substantial size difference here. And this is way bigger than this. So I had to buy a different one. Unfortunately, this one didn't have any warranty on it, so that sucked. So this is the right part number if you're going to AutoZone. This is what you're looking for here. Again, this is a smaller radiator than this one. Although this one also says that it's for an 83, but I'm only assuming. I'm not really sure if there's a difference between the 1500s, maybe engines. There's probably like a 7.4 maybe. But although from what I know is a 2500 that comes with those, but whatever. Anyway, so this is the right one. So let's just keep checking along. Brand new radiator is in here. As you can see, the rubber grommet, which is, I'm pointing at it with the flashlight here, which is this here. Make sure it sits on those on both ends. Everything else should line up. When we tried the other radiator, it was like just way too out here. It was way too long and way too thick. So definitely the trans oil cooler lines and the engine oil cooler lines, they just didn't line up. So now the radiator is installed. Connected the hard lines on both ends, the lower radiator hose on that end over there. I'm gonna go ahead and put the fan shroud, the radiator shroud on here, or the fan shroud. That way we can go ahead and connect the remaining hoses. I went ahead and installed this fan shroud. Again, make sure that the rubber mounts or the grommets or whatever you want to call them actually mount to where they're supposed to go, which is the little aluminum groove that the ends have here. I just need to connect this upper radiator hose, and that's pretty much it. We're just gonna go ahead and drop in the coolant after that, and pretty sure just use one of those funnel coolants things. So we have our spill-free funnel here, and we are just double checking that everything is connected tightly, securely, and we're just about ready to drop in the antifreeze coolant and turn on the vehicle and pretty much just let it run for, you know, half hour or so. Give it time to bleed out all the air in the system. If you do have a working heater, make sure to crank that baby up so that way, you know, all the bubbles, all the air that might be trapped in the system, it just leaves the system. Alright, so now the engine is on. Now it's just pretty much doing its thing, letting out the air from the system. And we're just gonna leave it there like for half hour, just to make sure that the coolant system is bled thoroughly. And yeah, just let it do its thing. We'll be back in a few minutes. And that is all she wrote, so she's not ready. The only thing that it does need is just a test drive, just to make sure that everything is in order, not overheating. But it's been running, or it was running for maybe an hour or so, and nothing happened, no overheating or anything. But again, all it needs now is just a test drive, which I will be doing tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow morning or so, just to make sure, which is something you guys should do as well. But besides that, we're done. And with that said, hope you guys learned something. If not, hope you guys enjoyed the entertainment at least. And with that being said, well, peace.